We're on an adventure, driving as far east as our rusty, not so trusty van will allow. Join us, Lucy and Ben, on our journey around the hot springs, remote villages and undiscovered lands of Europe, Turkey and beyond. In this episode, we visit a lively local bazaar to stock up before undertaking a huge journey east, where we discover one of Turkey's best kept secrets and face our toughest challenge yet as we enter the country's coldest region in the dead of winter. And welcome back. We're coming to you today from central Cappadocia inside the Nevşehir Bazaar. It is pure chaos in here and we've come to stock up on lots of food, fruit and veg before we make our big journey to the east of Turkey, and we'll tell you why in a minute.
Got a list of things here. I'm pretty sure we can get any kind of vegetable, fruit, eggs, spices, you name it, right here today. We don't even need to go to a supermarket, so let's get stuck in.
Oh, teşekkürler. Oh, lovely. Tomato.
Oh yeah, nice. Teşekkürler.
Salt. On this? I've never eaten it like this before.
Thank you.
Oh. Teşekkürler.
Okay.
Wow. Oh.
Purple carrots.
Purple carrots. You don't see those very often.
How many do you want?
Another one or two.
Enough?
Yeah, that looks great.
Oh, yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube.
YouTube.
Oh, name.
From Rust to Road Trip. I'll show you, 1 second.
Oh, right.
How much?
Fish.
Five. Oh, wow, that's like 20p?
That's good price, eh? Wow.
Same.
So we are going to absolutely fill this bag today, because not only are we doing shopping for the next few days, this is also going to be our Christmas shopping. I've got no idea when this video is going to be coming out to you guys, but it's mid-December right now. 19th of December in fact, and we are stocking up for the next couple of weeks basically, aren't we?
Yeah, we
for
are.
a really epic drive that we're going to explain about real soon. Want some nuts?
Walnuts.
I mean,
wow.
we do like these at Christmas. This is traditional for us, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
Don't get a kilo of them. We don't
No.
get a kilo. Oh, they're very nice.
Very good.
Just a small amount. Same one.
Okay. 1 kilo.
Half kilo.
Half kilo. Okay, we get the whole kilo. 100.
100.
£5.
That's okay.
I hope you like walnuts.
I love walnuts. I didn't want that many, I only wanted a few.
It's only done by the kilo here.
Yep.
English. Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My arm is slowly falling off now with all this fruit and veg that I've got weighing me down. This market's fantastic. You've got just about everything you need from a whole town under one roof here. It is quite something. If you want all your moody designer clothes as well, this is the place to go. You've got Gucci wallets and Nike tracksuits, you name it, it's here. I've also just noticed a load of spicy chili flakes, so I'm going to go get stuck in.
Wow, so many things.
Merhaba.
Çok baharat.
Baharat.
Çok
acı. Acı. Zehir acı.
This. Okay.
Bakabilirsiniz. Çok acı.
Not for me, no.
Yakabilirim.
Oh,
Very hot.
Are they spicy?
oh yeah.
Yes, very hot.
That's good. Whoa.
Do you want 100 gram?
Yeah, 100
Enough?
grams I think.
Yes. 100 gram versin. It's very hot.
It's good, it's
Yes,
very good.
it's very hot. 100 gram enough.
Teşekkürler.
Buyurun.
Was she eyeing up our copper
She
dish?
was. I think she was trying to take it.
Yeah, get your hands off it. It's ours.
Wow. It's amazing. I love how vibrant these places are. Complete hustle and bustle, chaos everywhere you look. But it's just so much more authentic. Just the fact that this place is so busy shows that this is where the locals come. It's only open twice a week. And everyone, it seems, in the city comes here to buy their goods because they're just so much cheaper and fresher than the supermarkets.
And how much more authentic did this feel than the markets in Istanbul?
Yeah.
The famous bazaars there.
The Grand Bazaar, the Egyptian Bazaar, you're sold this image that this is what life is like in Turkey. It's quite historic, but everyone there is selling the same overpriced stuff, the same overpriced tea and spices, and all trying to get you in to spend your money, tempting you with a free cup of tea. It's not like
Just
that here.
generally trying to rip the tourists off. But you
Yeah.
know, I think we've just successfully gone around this whole market without being ripped off once.
I don't get
think
the sense that anyone's overcharged
The
us.
prices to be paid were the prices they were supposed to be.
Yeah.
And that's a nice feeling, you know. Walking in somewhere and not feeling like you've been ripped off is always a good start to the day.
People were so interested as well. You were saying, oh, I don't know if we should film in here because people might tell us off. Total opposite. People are asking for our YouTube channel and like asking where we're from. It's brilliant. I love it.
Fantastic. Right, let's get this massive heavy bag back to the van and then get on with the rest of our day. So as we mentioned earlier, at the beginning of this video, we're about to do a massive drive east.
We only have 3 months on a visa in Turkey, and 3 months would usually be plenty of time in any country, but Turkey's huge and it's amazing. We've had so many great experiences here, and then we've suddenly realised that we have just under a month before we have to leave. So
This seemed fine because we've heard so many people who have managed to get visa extensions, or rather than that, it's a short-term residency permit, right? So we thought that's okay, we'll just go through the motions and we'll do that. What we didn't realise was how long that process is, how complicated it is, and if you choose an agent to do it with you, how expensive it is. So it looks to be way too confusing for us to do by ourselves, which would have meant getting an agent, and it would have cost about $2,500 between us. It's obviously not worth it. Maybe if we were planning to stay here for a year, but we only want really an extra month or two. So we've decided that rather than setting up a Turkish bank account and
registering
getting
an
a
address. And
like actually getting a place to live here, residency, we thought let's just drive east as quickly as we can. We're going to stop over somewhere really, really nice for Christmas on this video, and then we're going to go to a brand new country.
a country that we probably never thought our LDV was going to make it to. We've been planning to do a trip like this across the world, basically, in a completely different van, beginning with these countries, but we didn't think that we were going to get the opportunity to go there so soon. So hopefully, towards the end of this video, we are going to be entering Georgia.
So as Lucy said, this is somewhere we've been planning to go, not necessarily in this van. We weren't even thinking we'd get this far in the van, but for as long as she's still running, we're going to keep pushing on, we're going to keep going east and just see what happens.
Why not make the most of it? We feel like we've been given this gift of getting to Turkey with the filming and everything, and now we're just here with our van and we've just got to make the most of it. It really feels like we've been handed an opportunity that is too good to pass up.
So that's the plan, guys. We're going to head to Georgia. We don't know how long it's going to take. We have approximately 3 weeks to get there, I think. We're going to stop over for Christmas on the way. There's a couple of really exciting places we want to visit, including a volcano and hot springs, all on this journey. So it's still going to be packed full of fun. We can't wait to get started.
Should we hit the road?
Let's do it. Trying to find somewhere we can pull off this dirt track for the night. It's extremely cold here. I think it's already about freezing. So fingers crossed we can find somewhere here for the night. It's not always plain sailing, is it?
No, not always. It's quite hard to keep your cool, stay calm when you're running at night and you really just want to stop driving.
I'll get out and guide you. Not perfect, is it?
No.
Just keep in mind where we're going to end up for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know, it might be a rough few days to get there, but when we get there, it's going to be beautiful.
It'll be worth it.
Well,
At least we might have a view of some nice snowy mountains in the morning.
yeah, or the whole area might be covered in snow for all we know.
You never know. Wouldn't that be nice?
Don't let it fall away. They let on the horizon shining back at me, makes me think of my baby coming home to me. Down the riverside flowing, knowing she's still there. I can't see where she's going, but I hope it's here. Life ain't what it seems.
Well, that was a chilly start to the day, wasn't it?
Freezing. Absolutely freezing.
I was not expecting that. When we jokingly said about the snow last night, I didn't actually think it was going to snow.
No. It started off with rain, lots and lots of rain all night in fact, and depending on which way the van's leaning we get different leaks. They could be above the kitchen, above the bed, into the cab, and last night it was coming in through the side door, which we didn't think we'd fixed. So I put a couple of bowls down to catch all the rainwater, but actually by this morning with the wind chill, the water that had come in through the door had actually frozen the door shut.
It was a bit of a tough one to get the door open this morning.
Ice all on the inside, all the insides of the windows and everything. That wind chill was freezing.
Starting to regret not having heating in the van again, actually,
Yeah.
somewhat. But it was nice, you know, we were up this remote mountain track, as you saw last night, and there's really not much up there, but this van went past this morning on the way to a mining place, I think, further along. And they stopped and asked if we was alright, asked if we were cold, and they said, "Oh, come with us and we'll give you some tea and coffee and some breakfast and that." It was lovely of them, and normally we would say, yes, definitely, we'll come and do that. But we really have so many miles to cover today before it gets dark, before the ground starts to freeze again. So we had to say no, and we're just going to hot foot it 300 miles east as quickly and carefully as we can.
This is the beginning of our tough winter journey east, because it's really not an ideal time of year to be going to the east of Turkey, and all of the Turks we've mentioned it to have gone, oh, you don't want to go to the east in the winter, it's cold. And it is cold, but we kind of like the winter, we like the punishment a bit, I think.
Yeah, love it.
But also the views, I mean, isn't it so much more beautiful now that everything's blanketed in white?
It is. You know, for the last 3, maybe even 4 weeks, all we've really seen is like this brown desert-like landscape with hardly any colour. So it's really nice to see something different this morning. Completely different, much more wintry and festive, you know.
I just love the snow coming from Cornwall, where it almost never snows. This is just amazing. It just sets my heart off.
Right, shall we do this?
Yeah, let's hit the road. Get that heating on.
Am I good?
Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow.
So when we woke up this morning, I kind of had this little doubt whether we'd made the right decision to head further east. You know, when we found out that we couldn't extend our visa here in Turkey, we had that decision to make whether we backtracked all the way back to the EU and eventually back home to rising prices and
Soaring energy costs.
everything that's going on in the Britain right now, which is just disastrous for the whole country, or whether just to keep heading east. And we made that call, whether that was a good or bad decision. We made that call to head further east. Seeing how cold it is today on day 1 of our massive journey, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, a little bit doubtful. I mean, if you'd said to me maybe last year, do you want to drive a 20-year-old van that's got nearly 200,000 miles on the clock to the east of Turkey and beyond, I would have said that's a stupid idea. But here we are.
Here we are.
Just making the most of it, getting every last bit of life out of this van while it's still vaguely in one piece.
I think we know in our heart of hearts that this is probably the last journey we'll be undertaking in this van, you know, internationally. The new battery we bought has been a saviour, you know, and we've got the jump pack as well, we've got easy start. I think we're going to be alright for now in this sort of temperature, but when it starts getting to like minus double figures, minus 10 and higher,
We're going to struggle.
yeah, maybe it's going to be time to turn back, but for now at least we're going to keep plodding on, keep heading east to see what happens, I guess.
As the snow melted and the last of the dangerous road conditions were behind us, we continued our journey, travelling east for the next 2 days, traversing the great Armenian highlands, Western Asia's highest plateau. We'd remain within the highlands for the remainder of our time in Turkey, meaning plummeting winter temperatures would now be a constant threat to our journey. As we pushed on, the towns became more rural, and the overladen lorries became ever more impressive.
But I hope it's here. Life ain't what it seems. There's still a part of me that's trying. Come lay on my chest. You can find a little rest from hiding. Don't let this go. Don't let it fall away. Don't worry, we'll take it slow. Just don't let it go. Don't let go.
been long, yeah, but I'm so happy that the van has behaved herself. And it's been alright, you know. It's been a good journey to get here.
It has.
I'm exhausted. I think you are. We're both exhausted. But very, very soon, in maybe 5 or 10 minutes time, we're going to turn around a corner and there's going to be a hot spring there waiting for us.
Being so far away, so far in the east of Turkey, we just didn't know if we would ever make it here, and I don't think we ever imagined making it here in this van, and yet here we are. I'm really excited to see what it looks like. It promises to be one of the most stunning areas of Turkey in general. Just can't wait. Oh, what is this road?
I think the road ran out. Somewhere down there in that vast plateau is the hot spring. That looks like it might. Oh my god, I can see the steam.
Oh,
I
it's
can see
steamy.
the steam. It doesn't say much because it's a very cold day, but it looks like it might be quite hot.
Oh, wow.
See, it looks hot.
Yeah, and polluted.
It's really hot. Ah.
Building's been smashed up. Where are we?
So what
Oh, is this it? This is the pool. This is the one you can bathe in. Look here, on the left. Oh my god, why is there so much rubbish?
Oh wow.
Wow, it's like orange and green and bubbling. It's like a cauldron.
Blimey. Look all the way over there, the water's steaming as well.
Oh, what's this
This
green
place
building
is-
up here? This is the bathing pool anyway. Look, it's literally coming up like a jacuzzi. It's just like, wow. With the sun setting over the magnificent steaming delta, we too retired for the night. The water buffalo at Budakli Hot Spring are an ethereal sight to behold on a winter's day. Each morning the buffalo begin their migration from the barns of Budakli village to the vast wetlands of the iron marshes. And on a cold winter's day, there's no better way to warm up than a dip in a thermal pool. Water buffalo need to bathe to regulate their body temperatures, but while they typically bathe to cool their bodies in hot climates, these buffalo prefer to keep warm on a cold day, ensuring their survival in the harsh climates of eastern Turkey. Unfortunately, the population of water buffalo has steeply declined in recent years due to the extensive loss of wetlands as the water is drained away for use in other agricultural enterprises, threatening a species and a way of life. This great step provides the perfect breeding ground for water buffalo, the most important source of income for local farmers, who also use the hot springs on this plateau to wash their horses during the long winters when they are confined to the stables. The hot springs which bubble up across the marshlands here are created by volcanic activity from the region's most dominating feature, Nemrut Dagi. This dormant volcano looms over the iron marshes and the villages and cities below, and its thermal waters create one of the most spectacular winter sights eastern Turkey has to offer. You can view the full photo essay on our website from rusttoroadtrip.com and view our other photo projects on lbjournals.com.
Well, this is probably one of the coldest starts we've had on this journey so far. This entire plateau is completely white this morning. It looks like it snowed. It's a really heavy, thick frost. But what a way to start the day in here. This is absolutely perfect temperature. Probably about 43 degrees, do you reckon?
So, and it's just so isolated. It really feels like you're in the middle of just nowhere, like you're completely out there when you're here, because we're in a huge valley between two large mountains, and the entire valley is so wide and open, and it turns into a delta as you keep going, and it's just endless. You can't see either side of it because it carries on for so long. And here we are right in the middle of it with this incredible hot water bubbling up out of the ground, bathing on a cold, frosty morning. I mean, this is just the heart of adventure right here, isn't it?
It's fantastic. You know, we always say this on each video, but we never thought we'd make it this far. The van is still going somehow against all odds, and we've just found this magical little place. It really feels like we're so far from home now, and indeed we are. We're 100 miles north of the Syrian border. That's how far east we've gone. And yeah, this place is just magical. We saw the most amazing sight yesterday with all the water buffalo here and the horsemen. It was just something that we've dreamt of seeing here, and it actually came true on day one. And mate, did we get the most amazing photos.
It was a photographer's dream. This place has been described as a natural photography studio, and that is 100% accurate. You've got this dramatic steam rising at all hours of the day because it's so cold, it's winter now, and the water buffalo just happily bathing in the water there. They kind of give you these funny looks, don't they, when you start taking photos of them, but they make the best subjects, and I could not be happier with the photographs we've managed to get here. It was so worth pushing our van all this way east to come here, because this is a dream come true, it honestly is.
So it's just started raining in here and it's like -3. I didn't even know that was possible actually.
It's not snow, is it?
Oh no, it is snow. You've got white in your hair.
Have I?
Yeah.
It's snowing.
It's actually just started snowing.
Ben!
For the first time. We've dreamt of this moment. We've always wanted to be in a hot spring when it's snowing.
Always. And it's white, the ground is white. You know what, that's good enough for me. That is bucket list ticked.
Oh my goodness.
Out of all the 40 or 50 hot springs we've been in, we've never been in one in the snow. This is amazing.
Fantastic.
It's snowing! This is amazing.
Oh.
It's amazing.
Whoops. So it does look like we're stuck, and in fact we are stuck, but we were doing so well on this road. Look at it, we've come all the way up here, and I only stopped because we wanted to land the bloody drone, and then I just couldn't get started again. I mean, it looks like I could, I don't know, we're in trouble. It's going to get colder soon. We were aiming to get up here, this massive mountain, and spend Christmas up here. It's an inactive volcano with hot springs and bears, and it's beautiful, but I don't think we're going to do it, Lucy.
We've not even made it a third of the way. Not even a quarter of the way. And the van is slipping around like crazy even when we are driving. It's a bit sketchy.
I thought we were really lucky to get this snow today, but I think we're actually really unlucky.
Yeah.
It wasn't due to snow until, hang on, 4 days time. But I guess it's good that it's done it now, because if it had done it when we got up there,
we wouldn't have been getting back down.
There's no way we'd get back down this hill. So, for now, at least, I don't think we're going anywhere.
What are we going to do?
We're going to spend Christmas on this hill.
Don't stop! I can't get back in!
Come on, get in!
Oh my god!
I wouldn't normally advise people just to floor it on the snow, but it worked.
Oh my god! That's running so fast. Oh my god!
Oh, it's so easy to get stuck.
That was so impressive. That's really good.
We did it.
Yeah.
Say snow's no match for this mighty LDV.
Oh, it's so beautiful. Oh wow. As the track got progressively worse, we decided to pull over for the night and continue our journey in the morning. And of course, Ben couldn't resist building a snowman. Try and avoid the ice, go on the fresh snow. Feels like the back end wants to go.
Yeah, it's sort of going from side to side a bit.
Oh, oh that's a big bump.
Back end slipping out now.
God, stay away from the edge.
And we're stuck.
No! Okay. I think we need to be over to the left. There's better snow over there. Oh my goodness. Just reverse back, like 1 foot at a time, braking very carefully. Very carefully. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I'm putting bricks under the wheels so we don't slide anymore. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? I'm scared.
So we have in fact managed to get ourselves completely stuck on day 2. Yesterday's getting stuck was clearly just a trial run for the real thing. We managed to get out of that pretty soon, but this one, yeah, we're definitely stuck now. There's no barrier either side of this road, and there is quite a big drop, quite a shocking drop both sides of the van. I've got no control over it whatsoever. I know a lot of people watching are going to think, "You serves you right, you bloody idiots." Yeah, truthfully, it probably does, but you know, this is our home and we're quite worried about it right now. So we've put some bricks under for whatever that's worth under the wheels. Lucy and then me in a minute, we're just going to try and dig out some of the snow and ice from around the wheels to try and get back into the middle of the road, because otherwise we're just going to fall off this drop here. It doesn't look like that big a drop on the wide angle, but trust me, it's very big. It's probably about 15-meter drop, and the other side is much higher, much worse. There's a camber on the road, so we're hoping we can somehow get back into the middle of it and then just gently ease our way back on dabbing the brakes. But right now we're completely stuck, and this was a very bad idea.
Oh no. It's not good. They're going back. That looks like a rescue vehicle. I'm not quite sure what they can do to help. Stuck. Merhaba.
Winter tires?
Winter tires,
yeah, but not very good.
Oh, water, yeah.
Is it the same all the way?
Winter.
Like this?
Çok.
Yeah.
Big clothes.
Yeah, we have
Towels, yeah,
we have 2 towels.
YouTuber.
Oh, yeah.
Your channel.
Yes.
Nice. You're from Ukraine?
England.
England.
Yeah. She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it.
Stop. Gaya'ya getirseniz. Flat.
Flat. Okay. It flattens off up there.
Turn back.
And then turn around. Okay.
Can't drive back down this though.
Yeah. Maybe we'll stay up there then.
We're stranded then,
Yeah.
essentially.
Şu tekerleri şuraya getirebilsek.
Might be best. You did good. We ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna try again.
Go.
Oh, stop! Stop, the tyres are smoking. The tyres are actually smoking. They're doing so good, man.
This is the worst thing I've ever had to do. Not as bad as coming back down in a minute though. Oh my god.
Okay, we got another long thing. They're kind of keeping you in control by pushing. Oh, that went better. That went better. Go on, van. Go on. Oh my god. Please be careful. Please don't slip. Please don't slip. Yes. Oh my god, is he okay? You okay?
He's turning round.
Right. Managed to make it to a flat spot. Turned around. And this is the bit I'm absolutely terrified about, honestly. Of all the adventures we've ever been on in this van, this is probably the single scariest thing I've ever put myself through. I just feel sick. There's no barrier at either side of this road. My first gear isn't going to take me slow enough, and I just don't know how I'm going to get down this hill. I just don't know how I'm going to do this without sliding out and falling off the edge.
Super slowly. Oh my god. Don't wait for me, you just get down there and stop where you can, okay? I'll bring the stuff down. You're doing good, just keep with that fresh snow. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's got balls.
Thanks.
Very good. Oh. Wow. Bless that. Okay? You okay?
Yeah.
How's it going on the way down?
It's fine.
Oh my god.
Bad idea.
Bad idea. Terrible idea.
That was terrifying.
Nice to meet you.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
you
you.
too.
Thank you so much for your help.
Okay.
Back over there.
Yeah, we'll do.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
So lucky that there were other people
Oh
up
my
here.
god, I know.
That could have been, it was dangerous. Pure dangerous.
That was absolute hell. I've never been so genuinely scared the van was going to go sideways off a cliff.
I was shaking like a leaf driving down that.
You did so good, man. So good.
Man, I really thought we were going to
Make
lose
it.
the van. I thought we were going to lose the van. I just couldn't control it.
Yeah, I know.
I was trying to turn against the I just couldn't. It just had nothing. Thank God those people were here.
They were so nice. I mean, I don't think you would have got up there without them pushing the rear end of the van to keep it in
Nah.
line.
I'm upset, you know, obviously happy the van's like still with us and that, but it's beautiful up there and I
It's
really wanted to film it, and
Yeah. I can't.
another day.
I can't.
There's a really fine line between being adventurous and just being f***ing stupid, you know, and I think today we're at the
We crossed
latter end
that
of
line.
that,
Yeah.
you know.
You say that, but that little white town car has now gone up, and they've not turned around.
Good for them is all I can say. They haven't got a 3.5 ton sack of English shit, have they?
A home. Leaving the day's excitement behind us, feeling a mixture of relief and gratitude, we drove back down the volcano to park across the road from where we'd started that morning, thankful that our home was still in one piece.
Well, this isn't quite the Christmas we had planned, but it's a white one. It's even been snowing today, so I'd say it's been a success.
Snowing right now, just a little bit. It's trying.
So when we embarked on this journey east, we admittedly had no idea just how cold and challenging the conditions were going to be. You saw how bad it was yesterday. We very nearly got into a really bad situation yesterday, and that is something that we are going to learn from and we're never going to do again. So we're not going to make a big deal about our Christmas dinner, because you're probably going to be watching this at the end of January and you'll be sick of Christmas by then. But we are just going to cook our Christmas meal on this campfire today, surrounded by this beautiful snow in the mountains. It's not quite where we had in mind to do it, but on the road you just got to kind of take it as it comes, haven't you? You can't really plan anything, especially if you've never been to the area before. You just have to take everything as it comes, and you know what, this is a pretty good place, isn't it?
That's what it's all about. For us, it's just making do with what we've got, living on very little and very minimal. It's not about having a massive Christmas with loads of food and loads of presents. It's just enjoying each other's company, and for the first time in our lives, enjoying a white Christmas.
So we're going to have a nice chilled out, relaxing day today, and then tomorrow our journey really starts beginning to get to Georgia. It's going to get cold. It's going to get really, really cold at night. We're looking at about -17 in places. So we're going to be staying in a hotel for a couple of the nights, I think, and just driving in the small period of day where the roads aren't frozen over. But the van is going to...
It's going to struggle.
It's going to struggle. We're a little bit worried about it, but we're just going to take it as it comes. This is an adventure. We kind of knew what we were signing up for. We kind of didn't, but we kind of knew it was going to be cold and miserable. So we're going to have a challenging week or so to get to Georgia. But then, right at the end of our trip in Turkey, there is a little warm patch, weirdly, near the coast in the northeast, and it's a really beautiful national park, and we're hoping to spend a couple of days there. So there is an end to this bitter cold weather in sight.
Yeah.
So we're just going to make the most of it for now and enjoy it while we can, and then see where the road takes us, I guess.
That's pretty much it. As we hit the road again, the towns began to take on a distinctly more eastern feel. The villages became more sparse, and the landscapes more wild and barren. Wow, that was a cold one last night. Wasn't really by choice, but we camped here last night in -9 degrees overnight, and everything inside the van froze. Our water bottles, our dinner, Ben's cup of water that he only filled up an hour before we woke up, actually. It was... everything was frozen.
It was the coldest night we've had on this journey. Not the coldest night we've ever had. We did have -14 one year, and that was horrific. And much the same as last night, that was also pretty horrific.
Yeah.
We woke up basically frozen this morning. We have come somewhat of light entertainment for the villagers here this morning, because I don't think anyone from outside this region has probably ever been to this place.
No.
So everyone's coming over very curious about what we're doing and why.
There's a bit of a crazy shepherd who's just over there singing now. And another guy that invited us into his house said he has a wood stove. And I'm like, oh, where were you last night? I would have happily taken him up on that offer.
Everyone's really friendly. The shepherd's a bit of a hustler, a bit of a businessman. He's just sold us some hugely inflated cigarettes that we didn't want. But nonetheless, what a place.
Oh, it's
This
absolutely amazing.
Huge plateau behind us is absolutely so vast. You can just about see the mountains. We're essentially in a big cup right now, a big bowl surrounded by snow-capped mountains. We were just speaking to one of the men, Mehmet, over there, and he said we're lucky. This is warm for this time of the year. Usually it can be -40 and snow up to here, he said. And I don't think he was joking. So although it is really bloody freezing, I think we've got away with it so well today.
Quite lightly, yeah.
But we didn't just choose this random spot for nothing. There is actually a hot spring just behind us, a Kaplika, and we are planning to go in there, but these ladies beat us to it this morning by about 5 minutes, unfortunately.
Yes.
So we're out here freezing our Jacobs off. We're just waiting in a queue to get in. We do like to queue because we're English, but when it's this cold, I just want to jump the queue and get straight in.
Yeah.
So we're going to go and have a little hot wash, because honestly, we've been on the road for days now and we just feel a little bit dirty.
Yeah. So it's been a bit of a challenging journey, hasn't it, coming to the east of Turkey in the winter. It's probably not the ideal time of year to come here, but we've just got to make the most of it while we're here. We've got to see as much as we can. There's some really amazing sights to see in this part of Turkey, and it's worth the -9, -10 degree nights for us currently. That said, we have booked a hotel for tonight because it was too cold last night.
It's consistently cold now until we get to the northeastern national park of Turkey right before we cross into Georgia.
Yeah.
So that will be our last stop on this journey. But before there, we've got some really cool other places we want to go and look at. We're not going to ruin it for you just yet. We're going to go and have a bath in a minute, hopefully. Then we're going to hit the road and we'll show you a little bit more about what we want to visit on the remainder of this journey in Turkey. 36 you just measured it at, right?
36, yeah.
I mean, because it's so cold outside, it feels like about 50.
Yeah.
Skin's
stingy.
like burning.
Bit of a strange smell to this one, we were saying. It's not like your usual kind of sulphury, eggy smell. I think personally it smells a bit like parsley. So there's a strange smell in here, and the water's a bit of a different colour, so I'm not really sure what minerals are in here, but it's literally like a bubbling cauldron, isn't it?
We're just stewing in here on a cold winter's day. So as we just mentioned, it was super cold last night, and there's actually thick rime ice all along the riverbed where this flows out. All along this thermal river is actually frozen along the shorelines, this thick rime ice.
What a surreal place for there to be a hot spring as well, in the middle of this enormous plain surrounded by these huge mountains that are soaring to over 3,000 metres in places.
So time for a quick wash and then we're going to hit the road.
Yep.
This unique bathing spot bubbles out of the ground somewhere across the vast Chaldiran plain, a sparse volcanic landscape that is rich in thermal waters. This dry, desolate corner of the Armenian highlands, home to peaks over 5,000 metres high, sits at the edge of the Iranian plateau, which stretches all the way from here to India. This barren plateau was the site of the famous Battle of Chaldiran, fought between the Ottoman and Safavid empires, where a victory to the Ottomans shaped the modern-day Middle East. Over the coming days, we continued our journey through remote mountain villages, across peaks and plateaus. The military checkpoints becoming more frequent and the scenery more beautiful.
We're about a mile away now from the Iranian border, and there are watchtowers on every single hill around us. I can probably count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 just immediately in front of us. It gives us a little bit of an edgy feeling, I think, driving through here. We're getting stopped every few miles for heavily guarded military checkpoints. I mean, everyone's really friendly with us, but it's a real shock for us to see this. 2,600 metres up, way up in the Armenian highlands on the border with Iran. Did you ever think this van would make it this far?
Never this far east.
I mean, this landscape is so beautiful, but you're just going to have to take our word for it. We can't possibly take the drone up here. We just don't want to risk losing it.
Get shot down, do we?
You know, we've got to be careful what we film. You're really not supposed to film military at all, obviously. So we're just trying to keep the camera down, just filming a little bit of the scenery, but honestly, we're very limited in what we can film in this area right now. But hopefully there's another checkpoint coming up. Yeah, they're not messing around here, are they? No. They're not messing around.
Driving along winding dirt roads, we were soon to reach one of eastern Turkey's most astonishing sights. Overlooking the Sarayova plain, Surrounded by some of Turkey's highest peaks, sits the majestic and mysterious Ishak Pasha Palace. Strategically located on the Silk Road near the Iranian frontier, its construction was started in 1685 by Kurdish chiefs and ended a century later by Ottoman general Ishak Pasha. The palace was used as an administrative centre and military fort until it was damaged by an earthquake and successive wars, when it sat abandoned until being recently restored to its former glory. Weaving alongside the border with Iran, we were shadowed by the ever-present Mount Ararat, Turkey's highest mountain and the reported resting place of Noah's Ark. Discovered by a Kurdish shepherd who certainly wasn't bored roaming the hilltops whatsoever, the fossilised outline of the Ark is clearly visible. It's so visible, in fact, this small area is now a national park. As we advanced into the wintry north-east region of the country, the weather became increasingly challenging, forcing us to keep moving and depriving us of opportunities for places to stay. While the sweeping landscapes were so far-flung and disparate that they reminded us almost nothing of home, the roads to reach them were soon to become a frozen winter nightmare.
No. Stop. So this video and our time in Turkey has ended a little bit more abruptly than we were expecting it to.
It's been a bit of a challenge travelling here in the winter. We're not even in the dead of winter yet, and this past couple of weeks that we've been in the east of Turkey has been brutally cold, and it's taken its toll on us, and it's taken its toll on the van as well. And we knew the risk we were taking when we travelled all the way to the east, but we weren't quite expecting some of the dangers that we were going to get ourselves into.
No, we were fully expecting the cold, and we were expecting a little bit of snow. We did stay in hotels for quite a lot of the time, which is something we've never really experienced before. We had some interesting experiences in the hotels. They weren't the most
interesting.
That's one way of saying it. But the main problem we had was ice.
We've not got the best tyres for the van. We were sold all season tyres instead of proper winter tyres, and they don't work on snow and ice at all. They're absolutely awful, and they've got us into trouble a couple of times now. The first time you saw trying to go up the volcano, and the second time was a couple of days ago, and we took a wrong turn around a mountain road, and this part of the road was completely in the shade. And by the time we'd got a couple of 100 metres up this hill, we realised it was actually sheet ice and the van had nothing to grip onto. And
unlike the first time, there was no one around to help, and the road was so narrow, there was no room for error. We were terrified, honestly terrified, and I actually had a sleepless night about it last night as well. It's just so scary to realise how quickly everything could go completely wrong. And we were this close to losing our van and everything in it. And it was just awful experience. So we actually ended up calling the police. So the gendarme arrived, and then the municipal gritters arrived. About 2 hours later, we were eventually freed from this place. And we were just so grateful to them. So grateful. It was truly horrific.
I was driving and I kept my foot jammed on the brake pedal for 2 hours while Ben chopped the wheels with rocks, and we had the van in gear on the handbrake. We were trying to melt the ice, but I just knew that at any moment it could lose grip and it could just slide. The road was cambered to go towards this huge 50 metre or so drop through some thin trees that never would have stopped the van, and we really could have lost everything. And I think that realisation has really sunk in, and so that's why we decided to just get out of that area of Turkey, get out of the mountains and come to somewhere a bit warmer.
So we did have plans to finish this time in Turkey at a really beautiful hot spring way up in the mountains. We thought it'd be such a fitting end to our journey here because we started at a hot spring in the west, and we had in mind that we'd finish in the east at another hot spring, but this place was even higher up in the mountains on the other side of the valley than we got stuck recently, and we just thought, we're not doing this again. It is not worth the risk. 2 times now in the last 2 weeks we've come extremely close to losing everything, and we didn't want to risk it again. We're done with it now, so we've headed straight for warmer climates. We know that this is by no means going to be the end of our cold spell. We knew what we were signing up for, we just were a little bit underprepared. So we're going to go to Georgia in the next video. That's where you'll be seeing us, hopefully in a slightly warmer location, where we're going to prepare the van a little bit better for the winter conditions that we will inevitably face.
But saying all that, we do not regret for 1 minute coming to the east of Turkey. It has been the most fantastic experience all in all. What's interesting is that before we left for this trip, we always check the UK Gov website for regions that you should or shouldn't travel to, and many of the regions that we've recently been through were in fact red on the travel map, which means advise against all but essential travel. But since we arrived in Turkey, they went green, and so we felt safe enough to go for it. And I think that's always the question that lingers in people's mind: is the east of Turkey safe? And we were actually warned by Turks themselves in the west, saying you don't want to go to the east, it's dangerous. But we did not experience any of that. There were many military checkpoints there on the entrances of most major towns and cities and some villages as well, but they just want to check your passport and have a little chat with you and see you on your way.
I think this is just what we experience on our travels everywhere we go. Every country seems to be suspicious of the next, and time again we break through that stereotype and we find that underneath it all everyone is just the same, and everyone wants to get on with their lives in the most peaceful way they can. And we've been welcomed with open arms everywhere we've gone. Even at the numerous military checkpoints, people have been more than happy to welcome us to their region of Turkey, and they're asking if we're having a nice time and checking that we're okay. And it's just such a lovely feeling. We haven't felt intimidated by the military necessarily. It's new, it's different, we've never seen it before, but we still feel safe in this area. And you know, to all the naysayers saying don't come to this area of the world, we'll just say you have to come here and see it for yourself, because it simply isn't how people portray it at all.
The people here truly made this journey for us. Everyone is just so lovely. I mean, hardly anyone speaks English, but that doesn't matter, because we can be camping in our van in the snow and ice and someone will come and give us a knock and immediately go, oh no, what's wrong? But they just want to know if you're okay. They're asking if you're cold and if you'd like to come for a cup of tea and if you want somewhere to stay, and you might have barely 2 words between you and yet they're offering you a place for the night. It's something we've never experienced before, and it's so heartwarming, baffling. We almost don't know how to respond to it. So that's really made coming to this area of Turkey so worth it, and we would definitely be back. And not just the people, but the landscapes are out of this world. We were saying we've never seen landscapes like this that are just volcanic and so different. You'd expect all mountains to look quite similar from the Alps, but these are a world away. You might as well be on Mars with these beautiful snow-capped volcanoes, these endless plateaus and plains and arid regions, and I just can't wrap my head around how beautiful this area has been.
So we do have to leave soon because our visa is running out, and we are leaving more abruptly than we'd planned. This video hasn't ended the way we planned, but you just can't write this stuff. You don't know what's around the corner, you don't know what the future holds, you just kind of have to go with it. But we will definitely be back to this area, and we 100% recommend, if you get the opportunity to come to the east of Turkey, just do it. Don't even think about it, just pack a bag and do it. So you might be wondering where on earth we are now.
We're not in the van.
Well, you know, we haven't actually stayed in the van for about a week now. We keep trying, but things just keep getting in the way. So we are now on the Black Sea, the coast, and we are just miles away from the Georgian border in this small border town. And we've just hit an absolute amazing place here. This is just phenomenal. We really have been looking for places like this on our whole journey in Turkey, and then right at the last minute, when we'd given up hope of finding somewhere like this, we found it. This beautiful wooden building that is hundreds of years old.
They've been lovingly restored recently, and it's a real example of the beautiful local architecture here, and we really can't wait to show you more about it. But unfortunately you're going to have to wait until the next video, when we will be doing a bit more of a feature on this beautiful house that we're in right now. So we really hope you've enjoyed watching all of our trials and tribulations in this video. Things never go as smoothly as you plan them to when you're travelling, but we hope that you guys at least have enjoyed watching it. And we'll see you all on the next video, when we'll be in Georgia.
Bye.
Bye.
So that is just about it for our time in Turkey. We really hope you've enjoyed this part of our series, Driving East. Next up, we're heading to Georgia, where we're going to be taking a little bit of a break while we prepare the van for the next part of this journey.
And if you've enjoyed the series, please help us out by giving it a like, leaving a comment, or even better, sharing it. It's the best way that we can beat the algorithms and get our videos out there to even more people.
Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next part of this series.
Turkish flags.
That's okay, I think, from here. Over. Okay.
Yeah, heavy. It is.
Alright, ready?
One sec. Oh, it's over there. Heating on.
Oh, good.
These actually blow cold air.
Fine. Just...
Is that okay?
Do you want to hold it and I'll stand behind you, and then you won't look so small?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know, we're just like here,
Exactly, and like, you know, stuff happened and things like that. I don't know what to say, but I'm just moving around. If I'm talking, I tend to have some OT. Hello? Is this the loop? Oh my god. Hello? I'm not sure if I want to use this toilet. You know what? I think I'm going to pass.
For behind the scenes videos and to see the reality of making a TV programme and travelogue series, join us over on Patreon.